All right, we've got KJ, Jefferson, and Myles Slusher here. Scotty, lead us off, please.
Yeah, KJ, you've experienced a lot at Arkansas, even though it's your first year as a starter. What would, getting a win Saturday and becoming bowl eligible mean to you personally?
It means a lot because since I've been here, I've never been to a bowl and got the chance to experience what going to a bowl is like, all the fun activities that you do leading up to going to the bowl. So I never experienced that, and it just creating a great atmosphere here for us to strive and go on and run and get bowl eligible.
And then outside of Traylon, who's a guy or two you look to have a big impact in the passing game and make some big plays in this, these last 4 games?
All of my guys, basically. I mean, Timo, Warren, the tight ends, Kern, Hudson, Trey Knox, the backs, getting out in the backfield, in the flats, controlling the flats, catching the ball out the backfield. So all of my guys, they'll play a big role.
You confident Warren Thompson will bounce back from, the few drops he had against UAPB?
Oh, yes, sir. Most definitely. I mean, that's the main thing, just getting his confidence back up. He's had an extremely great 2 practices that we had. He's caught well, stayed out there, caught some balls, jug machine, all that. So I'm not worried about him just like down himself or nothing like that.
Trey.
Yeah, Myles, I was curious about, you've been through some injury situation and stuff, and just now seem to be getting in your groove. How tough has that been on you to kind of go through what you've been through with the injuries, and what all were you dealing with?
I mean, it's been tough, just having to get treatment and everything. But like, I thought of it like a minor setback. It's not something I can't just get down on myself. Like, I have to look past it. And I've always seemed to look past and get through it by like mentally being focused with football. So if I'm not on the field physically, I can mentally be there with my teammates. So,
KJ, with the stretch that you had with Ole Miss playing all those snaps, and then playing all those snaps against Auburn and stuff, were you starting to feel any bit of fatigue or anything, or maybe the knee bothering you at all?
I did have a little problem with my knee, but I mean, when I'm out there and I'm just totally locked in, zoned into the game and playing each play, and that's just the main thing. I don't think about I'm tired or nothing like that. It's just play the next play, make sure I get the ball out of my hands, or execute the play at a higher level.
And Coach Pittman has said that, he said for a while that there wants to be more of a focus to getting Dominic Johnson the ball more. What are your thoughts on the performances that he's had so far, and without a whole lot of opportunities, and just the idea of getting him the ball more?
Extremely proud of him. He's worked his tail off since he got here. Had an extremely great fall camp, spring ball as well. Just coming in, and he knows his role. He execute at a high level, and when he get in, he just take advantage of his opportunity. That's the main thing. Just coming in, when your opportunity presents itself, you got to be able to perform, and that's what he does.
Tom.
Myles, you guys had a good game plan against the air raid last year. What are the important parts to defend this type of offense?
Everybody just doing their assignments. I think Coach came in with a good game plan for us this week. So as long as we do what he's telling us to do and do it at a good pace, running to the ball and everything, making sure we tackling, getting the fundamentals down, I think everything will take care of us, do its part during the game.
Okay. And to the both of you, they're ahead of you guys in the standings in the SEC West. So I'm wondering how important, KJ, is this game for you guys to kind of get back on track and make a move in the division?
I mean, for us, we don't look at like statistics and all that. I mean, we just look at this next game on the schedule, and we're trying to go on this run. And they're the next opponent up, so we're just trying to just dominate and just focus on ourselves basically, and just execute at a high level.
And Myles, what do you think about that? Trying to get going here these last 4 games.
We're just trying to take it one game at a time. So we just focused on our opponent this weekend, Mississippi State, and then after that we'll move on.
KJ, I'm sorry. Did we ask you? Did Mississippi State offer you? What was that like with those guys?
They did offer me. The head coach was Joe Moorhead. He was there when I was being recruited, and they did offer me.
What do you think of their offense?
I haven't watched the offense much. I mean, I watched a couple games of their offense, and it's pretty. I mean, it's air raid. I mean, that's what every quarterback dreams of being an air raid offense. I mean, you get to throw the ball like 1,000 times a game. So I mean, it's what every quarterback dreams of. I mean, it's pretty cool the type of route that they run and how he spread the defense out and attack different holes in the defense. So it's pretty cool.
All right. My last question, Miles, what do you think of their quarterback, Rodgers? What makes him a good QB?
I think he's good. He's good at looking off the DBs and everything. I just feel like as long as we do our job, everything will take care of his place. You know, do his part.
All right, Nate.
Miles, since Catalan got hurt, what's been the biggest adjustment for you, not only as a player, but having to be kind of the quarterback of the defense?
I'd say being more vocal. It was a tough task at first, being more vocal, but I've slowly got into the groove of it. So just being more vocal, that's it, pretty much.
Also, with all their short passing, do they ever kind of lull you to sleep and try and hit you with a deep one when you don't expect it?
Yeah, they could do that, but we'll see this Saturday, really. So.
Hutch.
Yeah, Miles, what's the mindset of a defensive back whenever you're going against an air raid, offense like this, where they're going to throw it 1,000 times in a game? Do you get a little bit more excited facing a team like that?
Yes, it's definitely more exciting. Just making plays. That's all we have to do is just make plays, but it's definitely exciting knowing the ball is going to be in the air more often than other games. So yes.
And how much have you leaned on, Catalan since, maybe since he got hurt, or even before that, learning from him early on in the season? How much has he helped you?
He's helped me a lot. He's an older guy. I've always looked to him for guidance whenever I needed help in something on the field. So he's definitely he talks in my ear a lot, just telling me stay focused, don't let it get down on certain plays, So he's been a lot of help.
Bob.
Hey, KJ, what kind of season what have you thought of Traylon Burke's season so far? And he seems like a guy you just throw it up there, and most times he's going to come down with it. Kind of what's your thought process on that when he's in there?
Like I always said, I mean, Traylon he's just a freak of nature. I mean, he's a great athlete. His catch radius is crazy. Just knowing that I have a guy like that on my team where I know I can count on him and he can count on me to put the ball in the right spot. Or even if it's not in the right spot, I know he'll come down with the ball 90% of the time. So, I mean, just knowing that I have a guy like that on my team and I can just be able to get him the ball in space and let him make plays.
And then, I think everybody views him as a high draft pick, but he doesn't seem like he, coast at all. Like he's always doing the right thing, always going all out. Maybe what do both of you think about his approach?
I mean, his approach, I've known Traylon since, we came in together and stayed together and all that. So I know Traylon as a person, and Traylon, he's just humble. I mean, he embraced the moment. He don't try to look ahead or look for the future. No, he just living in the moment, embracing the moment. And he just living in the moment and just playing with us, the Razorbacks. I mean, that's all he talk about is Razorbacks. I mean, we might mention the league like on down the road, but as far as I know, it's just Razorbacks right now.
Miles, you got a thought on that?
He's definitely one of the best receivers I've seen before. So he's real humble. That's one thing about him. He's not gonna get too high, too low. He's gonna be himself at all times. So
I just got one more. I'm sure as players, you guys don't look at it this way, but I think maybe, the schedule comes out and fans and media see Mississippi State and they're picked, maybe last in the division or sixth or something. And then you look up and they just beat Kentucky by 2 touchdowns. They went to A&M and won. They beat NC State when NC State had, has been ranked. I mean, it just doesn't seem like you get any kind of break in this division. What's it like? There just doesn't seem to be any games, you can look to that aren't going to be really, really tough.
My fault. Will you repeat the question again?
Yeah, well, like I say, I know you guys as players don't look at it this way, but I think fans and media tend to look at Mississippi State and think, well, they're not Alabama, they're not Auburn, they're not LSU. They'll be a little easier, and yet they just beat Kentucky, a ranked team. They won at A&M, which Alabama couldn't do. They beat NC State when NC State, I think, had beaten Clemson. Just
Mhm.
it just doesn't seem like you ever get a break in this division. Kind of what's that like? I mean, there's just no gimmies, you know.
Yeah, just every game you have to come prepared. I mean, this is the SEC. You can't look past nobody in this conference. So just every game you got to be on top of your on your A game, or like it won't go. The outcome won't come out as you want it to be. But as far, I feel like we're in a good position right now to handle this weekend.
You got a thought on that, KJ? Just never
I
get.
mean, he hit it. I mean, Miles hit it right on the head. I mean, this SEC, you got to bring your A game each and every game. I mean, no matter who your opponent is. I mean, you just got to execute at a high level and just focus on, you know what I'm saying, the task at hand. I mean, don't, you know what I'm saying, count each another opponent out and none of that. So you just got to come in each and every week, practice hard, preparation, all that matters going into the week.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Trey, the final question, please.
Well, actually, I had two kind of random ones, but one was for KJ. Coming in from Mississippi, you are one of only two scholarship players on the roster from Mississippi. I mean, that's a state that produces a lot of talent. Are you surprised by that at all when you got here? That there's not a lot of Mississippi guys on the roster?
I mean, I was a little bit when I first got. I was a little shocked. I mean, because but just knowing that, I mean, we have a lot of talent come out of Mississippi, but it's kind of hard because like we're not one of those big states. So like we're not like a Texas or one of those big states that have a huge amount of guys come out. So I mean, people kind of overlook Mississippi, but I mean, we does have talent coming out of Mississippi. So it kind of shocked me, caught me off guard a little bit, but hey, it is what it is.
If you thought that was random, wait for this one, Miles. So I've been covering this team for 18 years, and I don't think I've covered a single player named Miles. But there's you, and then last year there was Miles Mason, and then there was a safety commit named Miles also. All safeties named Miles. I was wondering, is there somebody 20 years ago named Miles that was real popular? Where did your name come from?
My mother named me. I don't know where she got it from though. I ask her tonight though.
Okay, hit me up on Twitter then.
All right, KJ, Miles, appreciate your time.